Hello, and welcome to Stories from the View, a podcast from the Pleasant View Senior Center in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. On this podcast, we invite East Longmeadow residents to tell us stories about their lives and events. And for today's guest, we have Erin Chrusciel, who is the lead volunteer of the Earth Day cleanup here in East Longmeadow, and Liz Bone, who is the recycling coordinator for the town of East Longmeadow. And so, here is your host for this program. It's Ed Fitzgerald.
Good morning. Thank you, Eric. Erin, you and I met at a business networking group about a month or so ago, and you were talking about Earth Day and the big cleanup event. So I've been involved last year, the year before. I think it's a great thing that takes place here in town. And so let's let everyone know what it's all about. People who might want to volunteer, businesses who might want to sponsor. So I'll let you tell us.
Thanks, Ed, and thanks for inviting Liz and I here today to talk about our Earth Day cleanup here in town. We've been doing this event for a handful of years now, and we're really excited about it. We usually get a couple hundred volunteers to come out on a Saturday and pick up other people's trash. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what's not to celebrate about that? I mean, it really is amazing that every year we get this many volunteers. This year, our event is on Saturday, April 13th from 9 to 11. And we have a kickoff event the day before on April 12th at the East Longmeadow Library, where we'll have some art displays. You can pick up supplies. And there'll be some demonstrations and crafts, and that's from 1 to 5 p.m. at the library. So those are the details. You can access, we have been sending out notices through Facebook and the town website as well. So you can go ahead and register your family or team. And we're just very excited about it.
So the dates again?
The date of the kickoff is Friday, April 12th at the library. Mm-hmm. And you can go there to participate in the kickoff and pick up your supplies. Like we provide bags for folks to place all their recycling and their trash in. And then the next day from 9 to 11 is the cleanup. And you can pick up bags if you weren't able to make it Friday here at the Senior Center.
Okay. Well, I remember a couple of years ago, my daughter-in-law organized a team, and we went to the high school. Okay. And we cleaned up way back along in the woods there behind, at the other far end of the field. There was a lot of stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Did you find anything crazy?
Not too crazy. Yeah. No, I was kind of disappointed. I thought maybe, something to talk about. Right. But she was able to get the grandkids involved. Yes. And it was a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah. And that's really how this started. Back towards the end of COVID, and I think it was 2021. Our family lives on the Summers line, and we have some wooded areas that people clearly were driving to and dumping large things like televisions, bikes. And we would see them. And I thought, gosh, we really should, this would be a great activity to do with the kids in the neighborhood, because it's a very tactile thing. My kids were little at the time. And it's just a, kind of a parenting lesson about if you see something, you can do something about it. And we went out there with a handful of families and cleaned up the neighborhood. Actually, that was 2020. And then the next year we thought, well, I bet we could get other people to do this, especially since it was towards the end of COVID and we all needed something to come together for. And this felt like a very simple thing to do. And we had actually a really good response that first year. We had, we picked up a ton of stuff. Kids did the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts have been doing the Heritage Park. And we're on a roll now.
So what happens to the stuff? Where does it all go?
That actually Liz can probably speak to the back end of.
So we asked the the volunteers to bring the bags, and we asked the volunteers to put trash in the black bags and recycling, like bottles and cans, in the clear bags. And we asked them to bring it to the transfer station on that Saturday. And then a group of volunteers and my some employees, so the health director and the food health inspector will also go up, stay at the transfer station, and we will sort out the bags and make sure that the recycling is clean enough to be recycled, and we put it in the dumpster. We're very fortunate to have Casella, who is our trash hauler in town, to sponsor a dumpster for us. And then it's taken away, and our recycling is brought to our materials recovery facility. It's called the MRF in Springfield, and our trash goes to transfer station in Holyoke.
Wow. Nice. What an operation. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot of work on the back end.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to make a shameless request for high school students. We just had a meeting last night with my eldest is going to be in high school, and how they all need volunteer hours. And we would love to have some high school students at the transfer station on April 13th between 9 and 11 to help us with that process of just sorting and helping people say, no, you can't throw that in recycling, it's too dirty, or yes, that can go in recycling. It is a very manual process, and we just need some bodies. And so kids can get hours for their volunteer requirement.
Great idea. Yeah. And it's quite an education for those students, right? To see what happens, what's involved, once something gets thrown out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. So, so there's also some prizes to be won.
Yes, we have a really good community here in town and surrounding communities that each year, whether they're sponsoring, we already have Porter Road Pet Care has sponsored this year's event, and B Napoli, a wonderful Italian restaurant in West Springfield, who has owners that are in town, and they sponsor every year as well. So that helps with some of the cost of running the event. And the prizes that are donated are really generous. Center Square Grill donates. We get My Main Squeeze, Shaker Bowl, Trey Olive. I think last year we probably had like 20 different businesses volunteer. Cartamundi as well.
A.W. Brown.
A.W. Brown.
Wow.
Yeah.
So gift certificates. They're
gift certificates or like Cartamundi donated children's gifts. A lot of our participants are children, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, teams come together. And so the Hasbro games are a big hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So you're looking for businesses. I mean, if someone is listening to this who has a business, they should get in touch with you.
They can get in touch with me directly. I'm going to go ahead and give my phone number, and people can text me.
Yes, please.
It's 413-348-0505. And I'm happy to come pick up whatever you'd like to donate and help you package it. So, because we do a lot of advertising for our donors on Facebook, so people can see that you're part of this community effort.
I've seen that. I've seen it on Facebook. Yeah, so that's a good thing. So why don't you give that number again?
Sure. It's Erin Chrusciel, and you can text me at 413-348-0505. And also let me know if you're interested if you're in a high traffic area and you'd be willing to have a lawn sign out, because I'll be putting those out in the next week as well.
Oh, good idea. I've got to talk to you about that.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So from a recycling point of view, there are a couple of places that I've gone to locally. And we talked about this a little bit before we started recording, to drop off styrofoam at Gold Circuit.
Gold Circuit, yes, it's in Agawam.
In Agawam. Okay, and the electronics as well can be.
They do take
there,
electronics
right?
as well. Yeah.
So
they take mattresses too, but you have to pay for that.
Okay. So I have brought styrofoam there, and it's easy. I mean, they come out, they bring a bin out, you put your styrofoam in it, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
We're really
So-
fortunate to have that location because it actually used to be in Ware. So it was quite a drive.
Okay.
So now it's in Agawam. It's really close. We have so much styrofoam in every packaging that we get, a TV or
Yeah.
anything like that. And it's awful to throw it away.
Mhm.
It will never leave our planet if we don't recycle
Yeah.
it.
So there's another place that I've gone to, NEDT, which is in
Yes.
Westfield, maybe?
That is in Westfield,
it is in
yes.
Westfield. Okay.
It's where we can bring all of our hazardous waste
Mhm.
because that cannot go in the trash. And
Okay.
residents in town have a $100 credit each year to bring their hazardous waste there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy to do.
Right.
Again, I filled up the trunk, drove there. They come out, they take it out, they bring it in, they weigh it.
Yep.
And like you say, the credit covered the 2 visits that I went. I didn't pay anything.
Right.
And,
right.
it just feels good to be able to get rid of that stuff.
Exactly. We
get it out.
accumulate so much over our lifetime of living
Yeah.
in a house. And,
Sure.
a lot of it gets unused and you just cannot throw it in the trash. So,
Sure.
And also to know that when you're recycling, it's going to actually be recycled.
Right.
Like that. We need to have a styrofoam bin in our house now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, that was a
Yeah.
question that I have is, okay, so we bring these items over to the recycling
right.
center. What happens to them after that?
So our recycling center is a transfer station. So all of the items or let's say we bring a piece of metal to the transfer station that's collected and that is picked up by a metal recycling company, and they will recycle it. And then whatever they're doing with it, if they're actually selling that metal off or if they're, packaging, they will sell it to another company and they'll make it into something themselves. So every month that our stuff goes to, for example, as I said, the MRF, every month we get a report saying that, plastic is worth this much, or like number 1 plastics are worth this much this month. Metal is worth this much this month. So we can see if we're making money on our recycling, or sometimes the markets aren't as good and we will have to pay for it.
So what about items, in just keeping with Earth Day here, what about items like styrofoam?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when that gets to the recycling facility, what happens then?
Well, for styrofoam, I believe that Gold Circuit takes it and they package it and send it to another facility that will actually turn it into another styrofoam product, or put it into another product that would be like a base. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to think of, I'll give you an example of our textiles. So there's a company in Massachusetts called Crane Paper, and they actually use textiles to print money, and that's where most of the money is the materials that are used to print money are sent. So some of our textiles are going to print money. So we know that there are outlets there that are using these things. They're things that actually are getting recycled.
Wow. So what about composting?
Well,
yeah. So
in East Long
just
Meadow,
talking about another thing
Oh,
that
sure,
you
sure.
Right,
throw
right.
out
Yeah.
instead of
Composting-
throwing it out.
Composting styrofoam, I don't think we're
No,
doing
that's
that. But yeah.
Good point.
right.
Thank you, Eric.
Well, I'm a big advocate of composting. Our waste in general comprises of about 40% of organic matter. So if we take that out of our trash, our waste streams, we'll be throwing away less stuff in a landfill. It will weigh less. It will cost less money, and all of the organic matter can be turned back into soil and reused for anywhere, gardens or plantings or anything like that. So in East Long Meadow, you can buy a compost bin through our health department for $40, and you can do it in your backyard. I have a video on my webpage about how to do it. I have a lot of information. You can always reach out to me if you have questions or issues. There's also options where you can contract with a company that will pick it up curbside. And so if you don't want to compost it yourself in your backyard, you can just contract with a company. They'll come pick it up each week, and it's going to get made into some nice soil.
I wasn't aware that I've heard of communities where they will collect it.
Yes.
But I didn't realize there were companies that you could call to have them come pick it up.
Right.
What is the name of the company that they often sponsor this event?
It's
They're
called
wonderful people.
Commonwealth Sustainability, MA. In 2022, all the schools started composting all their cafeteria waste. And the town contracted with Commonwealth Sustainability to pick that up each week. So right now, all of our schools are composting all their organic matter.
Wow, that's wonderful
great?
to hear.
Yeah. It's a huge accomplishment.
So where does somebody go to get kind of the total story about the big picture about what is happening here in town about recycling, styrofoam, electronics, composting?
Right. Well, we do have information every year in our annual report that we do for the town, and I kind of give an overview of how much things we've recycled every year, and it kind of gives an idea of what's going on. I do have a web page which is under waste reduction on the town website.
Okay.
If you go to the bottom of the front page and under helpful links. It's waste reduction, and I have many tabs of information.
Okay.
So,
good. And then you post on Facebook.
I post on Facebook.
I do see that.
Right.
Yes, which is great.
Anybody can give me a call, stop in, and
Okay.
if they have questions, I'm more than happy to.
And where are you located?
I'm located in the town manager's office.
Okay. A town hall. At
Town
the
hall,
main
yes. Sorry. Yep. In town
location.
manager's office.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Good.
And you want to give us your phone number then for people to be able to call?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's area code 413-525-5400, and my extension is 1108.
So back to cleanup day.
Yeah.
So someone hears about cleanup day, says, I want to put a team together. What do they do?
So a couple things. You can, we've posted flyers around town, and you may see one of these QR codes you can scan with your phone, and it'll take you right to the registration page.
Registration. Okay.
Or you can go to the town website, and I will list the places you should click to get to all the information.
So there's a registration process.
Yes, you want to register your team, and there's some waivers, that kind of thing.
Of course. Yes.
Make sure people are being safe. We always encourage folks to bring their own leather gloves, because you just don't know what you're going to find.
I was thinking about that before, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, we have a prize for the most strange find, and every year that is really fun. Beckett Vigneault, the first year, found a boat across from Cardamonde. We've had people find dismembered motorcycles, mattresses. Girl Scouts found shopping carts. I mean, you can't believe the stuff people dump. So you get a prize if you find one of those. So here's the sequence of things to click on. You go to the home page for our town, and then go to government, departments, health department, events, and then East Long Meadow Earth Day.
Okay.
Or you can just text me,
and
I'll send you the link.
That sounds, I like that approach.
Yeah, we're happy
so you
to do that.
register your team, and then you pick a location, or you get assigned a location, or
you can do either. We have on the registration, you're going to want to put, if it's a family, you're going to put everybody's name, what their ages are, and where. We have a couple of predetermined locations that you can click on, or you can choose our neighborhood,
Okay.
if you'd like. And
I think there's also a box to check wherever you need me, and we
Yes.
will assign you
Yes.
a section of town to go to.
Okay.
yeah, actually, just yesterday, I sent out a Facebook request on the town Facebook page. If anybody sees a place in town that looks especially bad, put it in the comments, and we'll add that to the list.
Oh, good idea.
It's often the same areas every year, but if someone notices a place that is gotten really bad, now that the snow has melted, what little snow we had, then we can assign people there.
Okay.
I also just want to put a little shout out to one of my favorite parts of this event, which is our logo. So each year we have had students, usually at Meadowbrook School or Maple Shade or Mountain View, one of the elementary schools, create a logo. And then we use that logo on all of our, on the website, on our information, if we make t-shirts that year or we do tote bags. But this year, Demi Place created our logo, and it has a bird nest and little sweet ladybugs all over it. And I just love that part of it. Like, just to be a kid.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And the other years we've had students do them by hand and put them on t-shirts. So each year we do something different, but we find a way to display the artwork of the students in town. And it's just another way to get schools involved.
So let's see, I'm just looking at the flyer here. Student art display, pickup supplies, crafts, and demonstrations on Friday, April 12th, the day before. And that's taking place at the library.
Yes.
Okay. So demonstrations, crafts, what is that? What?
Well, like last year we had the Commonwealth Sustainability came and they had some information on, I think it was like composting, wasn't it?
Yes.
So some more detailed information about recycling, composting, just anything kind of Earth Day conservation related. And we had lots of beautiful artwork from the high school last year. One of the art teachers had the students doing an Earth Day related paintings, and they were stunning. So we had walls covered with
Nice.
all the artwork for the students, which was really nice.
Okay, so that's on Friday, April 12th. That's the kickoff,
Right.
1 to 5 at the library.
This year we've gotten a lot of poems actually from Birchland.
Oh,
A lot of poetry, so that's going to be hung up. And the library also is very helpful. They make the room beautiful and they hang all of our artwork and poetry, and then they are also doing crafts and Earth Day things for kids that day.
wow. Yeah. So much of the community is involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also for businesses, if we have any business owners that are listening, certainly we'd love prizes and donations. But if you have a component of your business that is especially green, we'd love for you to come and talk about it. Have you decided to get rid of plastic containers and you put all your food in paper recycled containers? Tell us about that. If you are, if you have solar panels and if you have, a good composting process, which I know several businesses in town do. We'd love to highlight that because it's
Wow.
can be more obstacles to overcome in a business to get some of this stuff going. So we really want to recognize people in the community that are making the effort.
Okay, good. That sounds wonderful. Have you been involved in environmental issues or concerns or in the past? Is this something new that you are cleaning? I don't know. Or either of you. I mean, is this something that you've always been involved in?
I started getting more involved when my kids were little at my children's school, and we started up a green team and started recycling and composting. And from there, I became a member of a recycling commission in my town. And also we built a new high school. So we wanted to make sure that was a green. So we got involved in that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And for me, it was really just, I mean, also with my kids.
Yeah.
The kids.
And just
okay.
seeing trash and thinking, we can do something with this. We can
Okay.
get together, and it's just an opportunity to have it be a very tactile thing for young children to understand, because the whole climate change discussion can be very overwhelming. It can be very scary for kids.
Sure.
And this is a way to sort of make it a small and practical way to make a difference.
Okay. Okay. So is there anything else from the town point of view that you think people should be aware of? And we've covered a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I would love to come back and talk about other things that the town is doing, or maybe
Sure.
so I could bring some notes so I can go over instead of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, we can.
I mean,
we could do something.
right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we've covered a lot. I think this whole thing with the styrofoam and dropping off the
Yeah.
hazardous waste.
And just the fact
Clean
that
up
the
day and
schools
try-
are composting. I mean, can
Yes.
you imagine the tonnage of trash that we are not producing because of that initiative, which I know is not easy to get kids to change their habits about emptying milk, and it's gross. And Liz was like out there doing it with them, I mean, it was
Habits.
it was habit
That's a
changing.
big part of this.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Develop those habits at a young age.
Right.
And it can make a big
And
difference.
and they'll be used to it. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, we do this in school, and
Exactly.
it can transfer over to home. I mean, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that Liz is doing that.
Okay. Okay. Well, why don't we just run through again
Okay.
what the event is about, the dates and the times, and yeah.
Okay. So Earth Day cleanup. Go ahead and register. If you would like to help clean up, it's only 2 hours. And if you are a business, we'd love it if you had a team that you could pull together and take lots of pictures to post on social media that you're cleaning up around your business location, or you can donate a prize or sponsor. We welcome any of those options. The dates are Friday, April 12th. That's when our kickoff is at the library between 1 and 5. And the actual cleanup is Saturday, April 13th. And if you haven't already picked up your supplies at the library, then you can pick them up here at the East Long Meadow Senior Center at 8:30.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Good. Oh, good. Yeah.
So this has been great. I appreciate what you do, Erin.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. Liz, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. It's nice to
Eric?
talk about everything.
Yes, thank you so much for being here, ladies. We appreciate it. So that wraps up another episode of Stories from the View. We'd like to thank Erin Chrusciel and Liz Bowens for being here today. The Stories from the View podcast is available on the LCAT 01028 channel on YouTube and on Spotify. If you have a story you'd like to share on the program, contact Pleasant View Senior Center Director Erin Kobler by stopping by the Pleasant View Senior Center or by calling Erin at 413-525-5436, extension 1401, or you can send an email to erin.kobler@eastlongmeadowma.gov. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Stories from the View.